Yeah, good morning, Young Surveyors Network. My name is Surveyor Mariam Rauf, Salaudin Rauf, and I'm the editorial chairman for the YSN network of Lagos State branch. And with me here, I have some of my committee members and other experts. And today we are going to be interviewing one of our prominent surveyors in the industry, is Surveyor Awofeko, and would like to get to know him. Good morning, sir. So please, can we get to know who Surveyor Awofeko is, sir?
Good morning also for having me in your platform this week. Well, my name is Abiodun Awofeko, as you mentioned. I'm a surveyor, a registered surveyor. I practice here in Lagos and in Ghana also.
Oh,
Right. So I think simply I would just say I'm a fellow of Nigerian Institution of Surveyors. So that's just it.
So that's all about Surveyor Awofeko.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay, so in the year of experience, and success that you have had in the profession, it's a testament to the fact that you have built a reputation and a reputable company. So can you tell us about how you have achieved all that?
Well, I think it has to do with the passion. If you have passion for what you're doing, I think you can move to that greater height you want to get into. Right? I think my passion for surveying is so great that I just felt I have no other things than only surveying.
Wow.
And anything you see me doing is surveying. Even if you see me in any other aspect of the geospatial, that's what I mean by the environmental study also, it's still surveying. So I only try to link it up. But it's passion. And one other thing that makes me to be what I am also is learning. Right? Because you have to learn as a young surveyor also, because I was also in your category before. I was a young surveyor before also. I was very active in the activity of the young surveying when I was in school. But the passion to learn also has to be there.
Yes.
Not just earning money. You earn, you have to learn. So if you earn money, the money will finish, but your lesson will never finish. So that's just my motives.
So
it's
you
learning.
Need to learn and earn before you can have passion. That's very good. So your expert in the non-cadastral aspect of surveying speaks volumes to the dedication and intentionality of that you have showed in those areas. So we are glad if you can share some of this your unique non-cadastral survey projects you have executed over the years.
Well, I think we have to define surveying how it is before. When people talk of cadastral, there's nothing bad in cadastral.
Okay.
Cadastral fall within the land administration and the land management. So it's only because the way we target in this part of the world, maybe Nigeria, cadastral, everybody doing cadastral. No, but it's very important, it's very vital. And if you know the volumes, the money that is in cadastral, you will be marveled.
Wow.
Right? So it's only the way we look at it. If some of us practicing it also can expand on it also, you will see that most of the copies, the survey plan you are producing every day, every year, there are volumes of money for you to leverage on. Right? So cadastral is not a bad business. Let me put it that way. Now, but on the other hand also, when you look at surveying in these contents, surveying is vast, and my definition of surveying, if I can define it to you guys so that you also can have my own idea of definition. The definition of surveying, my own definition,
no problem. I'm interested.
Is an aspect of gathering data. Surveying is the science of gathering data that can be made for decision making. So you are gathering data, cadastral is gathering data, and if you look at the specimens, any of the cadastral plan you see also, is a data gathering. It has the name, it has the attribute, and it has the features also. Yes. And they have materials for anyone to use that can go a long way. It's only the system that is not conducive. That's why we just look at it and say cadastral. So any other thing we're doing also still fall on gathering data. So if you see us in hydro, if you see us in spatial management, that's maybe we're doing the GIS and what have you, they still rally around within data gathering, right? So, and at the end of the day, you only use it for specific area, right? So surveying in its content itself, when you talk of data you have gathered and for decision making, you can use it for monitoring. Subsidence is there. You can use it for so many other things. And, lot of information that are there, when it comes to seismic data gathering also, is surveying. You still go there and gather the same data you did in the cadastral. The only way is that the interpretation now becomes different. But in as much that we look at it as a surveyor and said, okay, cadastral. But cadastral, we can go beyond that to go into land management itself so that people can see the aspect of surveying, not in the normal sequence we normally see it, where people just draw a plan, and submit it to the client, and the whole thing ends there. No, it doesn't end there. Because the decision on this, you are the one that produced the plan. They are going to use the plan for a decision. Maybe they are going to use it for a building plan approval. They are going to use it for CFO. And even the structural engineer also will still need your plan to be able to know that, these are the kind of content, these are the kind of buildings that can go into that. That's when the soil test comes into place, right? So they will know where they are going to put their boils, they are going to put their the borings station, CPL and all what have you. So these are some of the things that entails in surveying. And at the end of the day, they still call the surveyor to go and identify those points. So it's encompassed. So cadastral is not something that we should abstain from. Even though you might see me, I'm not practicing it much, but if you give me cadastral job, I still do it. Because it has a time, for everything has time. So the way I see it, because we have to make sure that you learn every day and you move to other aspects of surveying also. So that's what we did. But cadastral is very important.
Very important.
Very, very important.
So young surveyors, cadastral is very important. Don't jump to others without knowing cadastral. So from a point of view, how well have surveyors diversified their practice into the non-cadastral aspects of the profession?
Well, it's only few if you look at it this way, because if you look at other aspects of surveying that I mentioned, you talk of one area that most young surveyors are going into these days is hydrographic surveying, because the hydrographic surveying has been secluded for the foreign partners, for all these foreign companies doing all these things. And again, one other aspect that hinders surveyor is this: we don't have the equipment. The equipment is very vital. You came to our office now, you see all the cartoons that are here, the equipment we're using that are there. So I will show you around so that you can see some of the equipment we're using in the office also.
Thank you.
But it's an investment. And the best way I do advise the young surveyor is this: best way, when you are practicing, when you come up of age, when you get registered, the first thing you need to do, make sure also you have that sense of equipping yourself, especially with the modern equipment. So you can say the classical equipment also is gone, but even the classical, have you fully utilized it? That's the question I ask myself. But the few one you can lay your hands on, make sure from the cadastral job you are doing, from the little job you are doing also, make sure you are parting certain amount of money each quarter, if not each month, that you are buying good modern equipment. Some of us are having GPS now, which is now a common thing. That's good. But not all. Some of us will look at it and say, I can go to my friend and borrow it. So it shouldn't work that way, because you are practicing, you should have your own equipment also. And one other area I look at also is, when it comes to this kind of question, you ask me that, how do I migrate to this other aspect? Because you can't be good in all the aspects of surveying. I mentioned so many things. You have to do, if you want to be a cadastral surveyor, good. That means you are in the land administration. So you have to be perfect in documentation. You know what is required by the state for anybody to make decision to get his building approval, CFO, or what have you. You have to be perfect in it. And you have to make sure that the signage that is on the cadastral plan also is well learned. Now, if you go to other aspects of surveying also, geodesy is there. I don't want to go into all those areas, because those are the areas that are very intrigues, in the sense that our money is vast of money that is embedded into it. Most of us, when we're in university, polytechnic, all these things we have been taught. But the major aspect that we look at is the data gathering of, but how do you use the data? You don't even know. Your own data is to just make sure that you draw a graphical illustration of a plan, and submit to your client, and that's the end. Most of you all do say that. They say, when I finish my drawing, I give it to the client, that's the end, I'm not coming back. No, it shouldn't be. Other aspects are still there. You are still coming back to do as-built survey. They started the construction, like this property here now, where we are having this meeting. Everybody in this place have their CFO. Which means each block, each suit is surveyed by a surveyor for anybody to have, any of the occupier to have their CFO. So these are jobs, these as-built surveying that you are now referring to. It's cadastral, under cadastral also. Now, but if you look at, if you not want to go to other aspects, want to monitor the building, there are a lot of bridge, what's it called, flyovers around, bridges around Nigeria that they are shifting, that we need to study and tell the government these are what we need to do. And this is what Julius Berger is doing also. When they say they want to repair a bridge, they notice some shifts in the bridge, maybe the bottles or what they call the gap is opening, there's a shift in the system. So they're calling the engineer, they come with the equipment. Go and notice what they're using. They're using survey equipment. You see that they use a scanner to scan that thing, and they will know the level of shifts that has manifested there. So these are the aspects of surveying that we can find ourselves to do. But in as much we limit ourselves, we don't want to expand our scope. That means we just be tailored to one area. But the area we tailor to also is still very useful. Don't take it away. It's still very, very useful. But that's why I say we need to learn. As a surveyor, as a young surveyor, you need to go to school. You need to learn new things. You need to move with people that are experienced in one area, and you get it all.
You need to learn, move with the right people so that you can learn better.
Yeah.
That's very good. So, in your opinion, which disruptive technologies will alter the practice of surveying most, and in what way will the alter come to this profession?
Now, the technology is changing every day now, but what I do tell people is this: the one you have, we are talking of GPS now. I'm talking of the GNSS, the receiver now, which is the in-thing to most of us. If you look at it, we'll say the GNSS is the in-thing. I remember the days of when we're using the optical equipment, the total station.
Yeah.
But now, you are now GNSS, but the total station is still very vital also. The area you still need to apply it, still have to use it. But you see, the advancement in technology also have brought in a lot of things like that. That's light detection ranging. That's LiDAR. People are now talking of scanner, where they can scan. We have a lot of scanner here. We have about 2. We have handheld. We have terrestrial scanner. So, but you see that aspect also, right? Those are the areas we need to exploit. Now, look at it this way. Dangote has built his refinery. You won't believe it. Most of those areas, they still want to have a record of every of the pipelines they have within that system, right? And that's how GIS come to be, right? So they need a record, the year of installment of this pipeline, because everything needs to have a date of birth. It was manufactured in Germany and it was brought to Nigeria. The usage started this way. There is an inventory, and at the end of the day, you still go with your scanner. Scanned all those pipelines. Complex job, job you look at it that you see pipes in different shape and everywhere, engineers, the way they mingle all these things. Now, you see, you go there, you have to scan all these things. And one other aspect, of the area that we also miss also is this, that we didn't find ourselves. Major industry now, if you want to produce a pipe now, you can have a conceptualization. Normally the engineer have a concept.
Yeah.
They will design the pipe, they will design the screw, where probably they will do it in their machine, in their AutoCAD, in the CAD format, before it becomes, that's it in the virtual form.
Yeah.
Now they want to make it in the reality. Well, there's possibility that a company in Nigeria can only produce the pipe, and the other company in China can only produce the screw. Right? How do you match these two? You see, this is how surveying comes into being. Now, the Nigerian that produce the pipe, with your scanner, you can scan it.
Yes.
The company will say, okay, come and scan all these things. You scan it, and you now send it to the company. Will now send the graphical drawing to China to produce their own screw. So by the time they produce their own screw, they will now match everything. They are not here.
Yeah.
This thing is produced in Nigeria, this one is produced in China. But at the end of the day, by the time they match the two, right, you will see the screw will just merge inside. It will just screw easily. Now, how do they get this thing? It has to do with the scanner that has been scanned here and take the materials to China, your own drawing here. Yes. They took it to China, and China interpret it and be able to get the size
Exact side.
of that thing you want to do. Now, it has saved costs,
Yes.
Time. It has also saved money. When I say cost there, because traveling from here to
China,
brainstorming. So the other man in China will make the actual money we will make,
yes,
and the one in Nigeria also will make the actual money. The only thing that they will just ship the thing down to Nigeria and they put the screw. It will be exact. It will not be trial and error. So surveying has removed that aspect of trial and error. So that's the area that I said is the in thing now. The architect also, they now use all this thing. Most of the jobs we are doing when it comes to building construction now, especially the existing building, like this office now, maybe they want to renovate it. They want to have another structure. They want to make sure partition the whole place in a nice way. The man in America or Europe will tell you, go and scan the office and send the drawing to me. So by the time you scan the office, you will get all the data. You'll be able to now lay it out, put every of the table where it should be, the size of the table that is needed. You will now put it in the virtual form, in measurements.
wow,
Exact measurement, because you have scanned the whole place. I will send it to you. When you send it, you now take it to the carpenter or to the furniture maker. This is the kind of table I need, and you build it. And by the time you bring everything inside the building, it will be exact. So these are aspects of surveying that are missing. Not only that, also we have the forensic surveying, which is very vital. Most of these things are domiciled within the police station or what have you, the security circuit also. The forensic survey has to do with a crime scene is being seen. If you go abroad now, okay, let me use the case of a car having an accident on the road. The first thing, if you remember those days, maybe some of you, maybe in our own time, we normally see, I'm going to study surveying there. We normally see when there is an accident on the road, you will see the police will come with their tape rule. They'll be measuring something on the road. I don't even know what they are measuring. We just see them and they will go. But in this age now, you have a scanner. You scanned the accident scene. That's what the whites, the advanced world are using. They will scan the accident scene. By the time they scan the accident, they can make conclusion that this vehicle and this other one, because they are going to hate the courts in making decision that this one is coming with this speed. That is why it's able to have this impact, to hit this car, to damage this so much. Wow. If it's coming with this also speed, this is the damage it will have. But with this damage, this one is coming with 150 kilometers per hour within a city. So these are the work of surveyors, right? So that's forensic survey, right? So that surveyors also can depth into that area, especially the young surveyors, because most of these things, because you will ask me question, how do I go into that? There are relevant agencies and say, like the security units, if you approach them, they will tell you they are doing all these things. If you have your own facts and be able to put to them and say, these are what I can still go better, because people want solutions, right? Because most often what normally delay most of us is this. We want where they will make an advert and everybody will just jump into the advert without going to that office and tell them, I can do better than this. You have been using this system. This is how we can do it better. You cannot tell the policeman or the police station or the IG or whosoever that is in charge, now, I can do this analysis for you. This accident that took place in this place, let me come with my scanner. I can do the analysis. They are software. They are AutoCAD. You won't believe it. They are AutoCAD software that do all these things. So it will tell you the speed. This car here is coming. That's why it's able to have this great impact on this other car. So these are accidental things that you can do. And for also security, the challenging we're having on security also, the guns and what have you, exactly the same thing is applicable. So it's the work of surveyors.
Wow, surveying. That coming here has enlightened me a lot about so many aspects of surveying. Okay, so through these emerging trends in surveying that has become common in many countries around the world, from your perspective, how can surveying profession in Nigeria key into all these trends?
Well, I think the young ones are the ones to key into it. Okay. Because if you are still domiciled or you are still stereotyped into one aspect of the surveying that you mentioned, I said cadastral is very good.
Yes.
There's nothing bad. It's land administration and land management, where things are put in perspective, in order, where that this street belongs to, I mean, this property belongs to Mr. A, you know, so that there won't be any encumbrance or any other legal. So it's very super. But you still need to go further, you know, to make sure that you are not just submitting only that plan. You are submitting what is more, that is encapsulated into that plan that has a lot of information that anybody that have detailed information at a glance.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, the young surveyors also have to make sure that they also, you know, I lay emphasis on learning.
Yes.
You know, the attitude that I got registered and I'm above all, I don't need to do any other thing again. Those are the things that kill some of us, you know.
Yeah.
But remember, you get registered, that was the time you need to also learn a lot of things. You have to look at those aspects of surveying, the evolving stages of surveying, area aspects you can still find yourself. Let's look at Nigeria. Nigeria is a virgin state.
Yeah.
You know, country that a lot of things are lacking. And I give an example of this forensic analysis now of surveying, right? If you can have a paper and make presentation to the police IG or the police authority, they're able to say, they will call you and say, these foreign people have been coming to do it. You won't believe it. They've been giving them all this information. But now you are local. Luckily, I met the Admiral of Navy not too long. That's the Admiral of Navy of Water, you know, so, and he made mention of something. He said their training was to use the local content before going abroad. So if they have any experts within the local, the environment where they are operating, so they will first use them. If they now notice that your own solution is not coming clearer, they can now source for others. These are an open ticket for each and every one of us, you know, to see that each and every one of these departments are looking for local content. Where's the dollar now? You know, where's the dollar? You know, so it's an opportunity for surveyors now to gather themselves and make sure that they are dishing out a lot of good food in surveying to other departments, you know. So these are very vital, you know. And again, one thing I want to add also to this thing is this: you can't do it alone.
Okay.
You see, that's where we find ourselves in this stage where we are. You cannot do it alone. You guys are young. Mr. A is good in cadastral. Mr. B is good in hydro. Mr. Something is good in geodesy. Mr. This is good in data gathering, field work. You know, there are some of us. I have one staff here, Mr. John, you know, is registered, but he believes in going to sites. He just believes in gathering data, you know, 24 hours. You will see when it comes around, he will be sweating 24. Wow. You know, that's his own area. Let me call that. So he loves going to sites, you know, gathering data. So we can't be the same.
Yes.
You know, take it that way. But if you now have yourself together, you know, that way, I'm telling you, sky is your limit. You know.
So I think what is trying to let us know is we need to be collaboration.
Exactly.
Don't be a one-man know it all.
That's just it.
Wow, I've learned a lot. Lastly, what can the young surveyors in Nigeria, you know, do to position themselves to lead innovations in profession globally and in the future?
Well, there are lots to do, you know, because let me put myself, I will have to start from myself. You know, myself, I started, I got registered 2001.
Okay.
And when I got registered, I still went back to school. I have my postgraduate diploma in survey in GIS, right? So it's also, but with that also, I still make sure that I sat down, start looking at innovations, right? So looking at the best way I can do the job I'm doing. And again, you see, the best way to position yourself is this. Let's start from the basic. Basic in the sense that you have your cadastral you are doing, which is common, every one of us are doing it, you know. So any money you make out of this cadastral, put it down that you are going to go to offices. We are going to write international company and tell them this is what you can do. From experience, we have worked not only in Nigeria, we have worked in Ghana, we have worked in the Benin, Togo, you know, some of these companies, we have done projects for them.
Wow.
Right? But you see, it takes skill because people, you want to compete internationally now, right? That's another area. You know, it's a different ball games. If you don't develop yourself, and you don't have a formal office, you cannot do that. A formal office. When I say a formal office, offices where you have yourself grouped together, you have to make sure that you have a registered company. And again, most often when most of us want to give our company name, we don't give it a name that is that depicts what you want to do. Because as a surveyor, you need to have, as a young surveyor, I'm just giving this kind of advice in the sense that use a name that people will look at it and said, surveying, this job. Okay, let me look at Quest. Quest is a question. What's the meaning? It has an acronym: Quality Engineering and Surveying Technology. That's how Quest came up. So, and if you see all our letterhead also, you will also see if you put the Quest there, Quest Consolidated Limited, we now define. So anybody looking at the letterhead paper, he knows that these are surveyors, they are engineers. Okay, let's give them jobs. Where I see some geomatics, all this we're good. It depicts, but the major challenge we have is that when I have a company name which I call myself and my wife, we call it is it Feko something, Feko light something. It doesn't make meaning. But it's just for that purpose we want to use it for. It's just for property. Now, but if you want to have a formal office, that you want to have people to have continuity, you need to define the name that will speak volumes. If anybody see it and say, these are the names. So that's number one. Wow. The two also, you have to also have a structure. Structure in the sense that, because the major challenge most of us have is this: I have my cadastral, how do I pay salary to people that are not working? Anybody under you have to pay salary to that person. You have to, it's a sacrifice you have to do, right? Virtually everybody here, when Bimbo, he traveled now, that's his office, Bimbo Bolariwa, right? He's on salary. Kuroloja was on salary. Virtually everybody is on salary, and structure in the sense that we do the structure in such a way that even your pension allowance is there. You are making sure that pension is there, and you are paying your tax. Because on every job you are doing, you need to pay tax. Because these are the things that give a company a credibility that people can rely on. You can now go international. They can look at the volume of what comes into your account each year. Because the first thing they will do, even locally, if you want to get a job in Nigeria, they will say, okay, bring your tax for 3 years. So you have to start it now. It's not something you postpone and say, okay. And it's sacrifice. And that sacrifice pay off. It pay off. So when you have that structure, you are sure of being international. You are sure of being international. So you can compete with any other company abroad also that wants to compete. I remember some years back, we bid for mapping of a portion of area in Ghana. We won the contract, even though it was circumvent later. But reason is that we were able to have volumes of papers to present. It's an international bidding. It's not local bidding. It's not, and a lot of it also happened in Nigeria. There are some international buildings. I remember the dam that got collapsed recently, many years back. They were to commission, they had to give out the survey of that dam also. It was an international bidding. It's not local bidding. They will tell you that your tonnage must be 300 million in a year or 500 million in a year, But if you don't have all those things, you can't go there. So, but you have to start from somewhere and build that temple. So that's how it should be. So it's very important. So you can compete with anybody anywhere, but form a team. Don't look at yourself and say, because I'm a woman, I'm a girl, I'm married, form a team. You can't do it all. The area you are good, concentrate on it. The other man is good in this, let him concentrate. And also have a synergy of reading news. I remember those early stage, I go from one office to the other to tell them this is what I can do. I will go from one ministry. I never knew Ministry of Water Resources, they need surveyor. Ministry of Agric, they need surveyor. Quite a number of those ministries. NCC, they need surveyor. You'll be wondering, you say NCC, what do they need surveyors to give info? They need surveyors. I will go there, write a letter to them, speak out what we're doing. Some of them will laugh at me. And at the end of the day, they will now come and say, surveyor, we remember we have to have this, we want to do obstruction survey. Obstruction, what the obstruction survey? I'll go back. You know, the first time I heard of obstruction survey, it was something jamming to me. I said, what is obstruction survey? Airport. You want to
Said more than twice now, we should form a team so that we can move forward and be able to compete globally. So with this, we have actually come to the end of this interview. Thank you so much for granting us this insight into your how would I call it? Probably your exposure to the field.
That's my heart to you.
Okay, your heart to us. So we're actually happy that you shared this insight and you didn't keep it to yourself. We are also going to be learning from you. Thank you so much. And to my team members here, thank you. I have with me Miss Murenike, and she's the deputy chairperson for the editorial committee. And also among the media crew, we have somebody that is so germane that we didn't even expect to be here, which is the deputy chairman of the YSN Lagos itself. That's we have Surveyor Joshua, Joseph Jigbe, yeah, and also I have with me a very prominent member of our committee also, Surveyor Femi Alabi. Thank you for coming. We have also one of our members again, that's Mr. Teslim. Yes. And I also have some of the media committee members here. I have Mr. Goke and Mr. Omoni. Yeah, thank you so much for making this interview a success. And we hope that anytime we come for another advice or even more interviews or even anything to help the young surveyors, you would always be there to oblige us.
I will.
Yeah, thank you so much for this. And this makes it a wrap. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for